Welcome back to the Duna Arena in Budapest as the regular season of the International Swimming League 2020 ends tonight. With some incredibly close races yesterday, day 2 of match 10 is set to be just as exciting. A first place finish for Cali Condors tonight would mean they go through to the semi-finals undefeated, leading the team standings. As London Roar and LA Current are all set for a second place battle, we will most likely bid goodbye to the Aqua Centurions. Well, hello and welcome back to ISL 2020, the second instalment of another double header today. I'm Jenny Drummond alongside five-time Olympian Mark Foster. Now, Mark, yesterday Cali Condors got off to a very good start. They're the only team in ISL to be undefeated so far. Can they get the win today?
Yes. They won 3 of the first 4 events and they were dominant, but there were also lots of close finishes yesterday, which made the match very, very interesting. They had 6 out of the top 10 individual MVP people on the standings, and that was with Lily King losing 2 races. Yeah. So they've got more to come. They've got
strength and depth, that is for sure. And one of the stars of the Cali Condors is Caleb Dressel, and he was on form as per usual yesterday, winning the 100 fly and at 53, the fastest man on the planet over 53. And 4 races for him today, Mark, just a few.
Just a few. He's the fastest man on the planet for a reason, the best starter, best turner in the world, but he's also the busiest man in the pool. Boy, this man could swim, and he could swim a few races. Expect to see more from him today.
We'll certainly see him in the 50 fly and 100 free. Meanwhile, another member of the Cali Condors who was really swimming well yesterday was Bita Nelson, winning the 200-metre back and 200-metre IM, just 22 years old, saying she was feeling happy and swimming well.
A happy swimmer is a fast swimmer, that's what she said. She had a good 200 backstroke, a really good display. 30 minutes later, got up again and then won the individual medley. Tight race there.
Well, then moving on to LA Current, and this man in your picture, Ryan Murphy. What a champion he is, winning 200-metre back and 50 yesterday. He's really going to step up once again for LA today.
Well, winning the 50 back, winning the 200 back. What's the distance in the middle? Yeah, the 100. He should win this one, but it is a world-class field. This field has got depth. Guido, Dina, Calvecchi, Coleman, Stewart. But expect to see that smile coming out.
Yeah, that's one race to look out for. Meanwhile, London Roar, Annie Laser upset Lily King. She ended her 30 for 30 unbeaten record, co-captaining London for this match. What a race for Annie Laser.
Yeah, Annie Laser, captain of the women's team, the first woman to beat Lily King in the ISL for 2 years. Training partners, here they are coming down to the last few metres, the last couple of strokes. Lily King was coming back on her. It was a story of 2 races. Lily King out fast, Laser back quicker.
Well, what a great reaction there from Laser, delighted with that victory. And so was Molly Hannes of the Cali Condors, who defeated Lily King. Can you believe that King was defeated twice yesterday? This was 50-metre breast.
No, I can't. I don't think it's going to continue. But the interesting thing was, it wasn't Aaliyah Atkinson, the world record holder, down the bottom of the screen there. It was her teammate, Molly Hannes. And if you're going to get beaten, you might as well get beaten by your teammate and you keep all the points.
Exactly. Good stuff from the Cali Condors, and that good stuff actually continued when we went to the women's 4x100 medley relay, because Cali Condors coming out on top once again. They are undefeated in this race and picking breaststroke.
Yeah, they're undefeated for a reason. You had Smaliga on the backstroke, King on the breast, Dahlia on the fly, and then Erica Brown on the freestyle anchoring there. Freya Anson was closing the gap for London Roar and ran out of water. They keep winning because they're good. They're really good.
They are very good indeed, and so are LA Current in the men's 4x100 medley relay, because they came out victors in this one. And surprise, surprise, Mark, they chose the backstroke.
Surprise, surprise. Their opening leg was Murphy on the backstroke. Murphy, Silver, Shields anchoring there, Rooney. It was an easy victory in the end. The Aqua Centurions at the other end of the pool. As you say, he is the skins master, and they're going with him again.
Yeah, very much looking forward to those skins races later. But here are the MVP standings after day 1 of competition. Ryan Murphy there on top. Caleb Dressel in 2nd place, and Olivia Smaliga in 3rd. Who will scoop that spot? We will soon find out. Well, earlier on, Mark got to speak to the jackpot master, the double Olympic champion, Ryan Murphy, to hear what he had to say ahead of tonight's meet.
Ryan, day 2, match 10. Team must be really pleased coming in 2nd yesterday, but you were top men's team as well, pointing.
Yeah. I mean, our men's team is solid, and you know, it's not like we're coming into every meet trying to be the best men's team. We're trying to be the best LA Current team, and you know, our team's strengths, some of them lie with the men, some of them lie with the women. The men were great yesterday, the women were great yesterday, so we're going to try to keep that up today.
Cool. And first race up for you, 100 backstroke. Looks a bit like an Olympic final, stacked.
Yes. The backstroke fields here are very, very good. You know, it feels like a lot of the top teams have really strong backstrokes, so we're going to continue to see strong backstroke fields as we progress into the playoffs here.
We're pleased seeing you getting to do the skins again. Yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I love taking on the challenge. I'm a racer. You know, I'm never going to say no when the coaches come up to me and they're like, "You want to do it?" I always want to do it. I do it every day of the year. And so I'm always excited to get up there, try to score as many points for the team as possible, and you know, hopefully we'll do that today.
Well, no wonder he says yes to the skins races. He's double Olympic champion. So looking forward to seeing him race later on tonight. Meanwhile, we can head up to the commentary box to Bernie Gunther to ride against. Guys, some really close races yesterday. What on earth can we expect tonight?
Yeah, it seemed like day one was impressive, Roddy, because it went down to the wire in so many races. And this is, to me, a preview of what's to come in the semifinals and the finals just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, and that's what you have to really think about, Bernie, is this big picture of today and this weekend. And when you think about it, you've got to figure that energy's going to be there. I picked them to definitely be in that Final Four. And then you got to pick Cali based on what they've done and been able to accomplish. And then you've got London over here for sure. I'm pretty sure there's 3. And then you start tossing some balls in the air because you've got LA and Tokyo and Iron, and there are so many others that have that chance. But this really starts to shape things up for a wonderful semifinal.
Yeah, we take a look at where we sit at the table at the moment. Energy Standard earlier today took the lead with 15 points. With the Cali Condors, they can soar right back if they, Jenny, can get a win here and go 4 for 4 during the regular season. Should be a lot of fun to watch. We'll see how it goes down this afternoon.
Absolutely, should be a lot of fun indeed. Thanks very much, guys. Well, we were just looking at the standings there, and General Manager of Cali Condors, Jason Lezak, is now joining us in the studio. And you were looking at it as if to say, no, we're going to be at the top a little bit later on.
Well, we need about 2 hours to change that right there, so we're waiting.
Well, how impressed were you from yesterday's action going into today? Because there were, as we mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, there were a number of very, very close races, but you guys really did dominate.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we went into yesterday thinking it was going to be really close, so we stepped up and had our A game. We were not going to let down. We're going to go in there and give it everything we have every time. Each chance to race is a chance to get better, and that's how our team sees it. And a little surprising that we have the lead that we do, and we're not going to complain.
That was an interesting thing, though, and we haven't seen it in one of these matches so far. Those finishes yesterday, all over the place, were hundredths of seconds. We haven't seen those tight finishes yet.
Well, we were on both sides of that. So there's a couple times where I thought we won. I was looking over there. I put my hand up. I was like, you had to put it down. But it was exciting. I think for the fans watching, it was a lot of good racing. Not as much jackpot going on, so it's the whole field's getting faster, and as the season's progressing.
How much confidence would it give the Cali Condors to go into the semifinals undefeated?
I mean, of course we're going to be confident no matter what, but we would like to win today. We'd like to be undefeated. We had a tough year last year with so many close finishes, almost winning so many times, and this year to finally not to get our first victory, but just to keep the ball rolling, and we hope to do that all the way through into the finals.
I think the nice thing was seeing yesterday, I know Lily won and it was lost, sorry, and it was going to happen at some point, but Molly Hannes gets in, steps up, and I know that obviously Lily's had a hard set of training coming into this meet in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Molly's given Lily a run almost every time they swam last year and every time this year. Last meet was, I think, 5/100ths difference in the 50s, so it was just that time. I mean, you look at Lily and she's still got a smile on her face. She said to me, hey, at least it was 30 for 30, not 29 for 30. Just that even number made it sound cool, but she's going to bounce back. She's going to swim fast when we need her, and it's great to have Molly swimming well, too.
Well, certainly after she suffered a couple of defeats yesterday, how hungry does that make her going into today, especially with another skins race ahead of her?
I mean, you saw what she did last time in the skins. She's pretty remarkable. So she knows how to swim fast, and she knows how to keep swimming. So I don't think there's really anybody in this field that's going to be able to challenge her, but, you know, Molly can do a pretty darn good 50 and 100, and we saw her do a 200 yesterday too. So if anybody, we're hoping it's another 1-2 Cali Condor finish.
So you guys are leading the way, and I'm not going to say you're going to win today, but it's 2 hours to see that. What do you do after this? Can you shuffle the pack a little bit more? Have you got anything else in store?
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying a lot of different things. We actually have a swimmer that is not able to swim today that she's going to come back in the semifinals, and we are trying to test her in a couple events, so we might have to test her in the semifinal and have our best lineup ready for the final.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio. We wish you all the best of luck for day 2 of match 10. It is the last match of the regular season.
It's going to be fun.
Thanks very much. Well, we can now take a look at the schedule because let me tell you, there is so much swimming to happen. It is so exciting. Some races you must look out for are, of course, the men's 100 freestyle. 5 of the fastest 8 men, led by, of course, Caleb Dressel. The women's 100-meter back, Smoliga and Toussaint going head-to-head once again. The men's 100-meter backstroke, my goodness, that is the stacked field that Mark spoke about earlier on. It's like an Olympic final. The women's 200-meter freestyle, Olympic champions of 2008 and 2012, Pellegrini and Schmidt. And then Lily King in action, of course, but Molly Hannes, Ali Atkinson and Annie Laser will be trying to stand in her way. They'll be going at it in the skins too, not to mention the men's skins to round things off with Guido, Diener and Murphy. Here are the match standings after day 1. Cali Condors out in front, Ellie Current in second, London Roar third. Can Cali Condors get their 4th victory of ISL 2020 ahead of the semi-finals? We will soon find out. We'll be back for more shortly.
Oh, what a way to wrap up the regular season. ISL 2020 getting set for day 2 of match 10, the only unbeaten team so far this season. The Cali Condors ready to do battle with the Aqua Centurions, LA Current, and London Roar. And while Cali finds themselves at the top of our match table here as we begin day 2, only 26 points separates the LA Current and the London Roar as we begin day 2 of match 10. We are so glad you're along for the ride as well. 3-time Olympic champion Rowdy Gaines. I'm Bernie Gunther. Wow, if this is anything like what we're going to see in the semifinals and the finals, you guys are in for a treat because yesterday was pretty special, Rowdy.
It was incredible, and I don't want to overstate things, but I thought it was one of the most exciting days in ISL history, purely from the racing standpoint. 13 races, Bernie, were decided by an average of 9/100ths of a second. If we have any kind of day like that, it's going to be one heck of a lot of fun.
And by the way, the king of breaststroke went down twice. The first time after going 30 for 30 to Annie Laser in the London Roar.
Yeah, it was her nemesis from London, but you know what? They trained together back in Indiana. It made it interesting at the end. King didn't, and she lost to Laser, and Laser had the reaction like, yes, ma'am, I finally, after 30 races, took her down.
Caleb Dressel did Caleb Dressel things yesterday, winning 3 races, Rowdy.
I don't think there's any swimmer here in the ISL busier than Caleb Dressel. He swam 4 races yesterday. He's got another 4 today. He's doing a lot of swimming and a lot of winning.
But LA Current, they find themselves second. One of the reasons, the big jackpot from Abby Weitzel, who set an American record.
Jackpot indeed. She crushed her own American record. In a 50, crushed it. 23:45. That was an unbelievable race. She's got the 100 free right off the bat today. She goes 3/10 faster than that. She's going to break the American record again.
Here's our MVP standings. 20 of 39 races in the books, but a big final 19 races. Ryan Murphy, 2.5 points ahead of Caleb Dressel. And don't count out Olivia Spoliga with 29.5 points as well. All right, it's the final day of the regular season, and we get it kicked off in a big way with the 100 freestyle. You talked about Abby Weitzel. She is going to be in lane number 6, but there at the bottom in lane number 2, Freya Anderson trying to get her second win in this 100 freestyle. She's got 13.5 points going into day number 2.
4 swimmers have gone their best time alone this year, so half the field went their best time. 3 of them went best times last year, so these are some hot swimmers right now over the last couple years, and none hotter than Gastadello and Weitzel.
And those two are teammates. Beryl Gastadello is going to be in lane number 5, 4th rated ISL swimmer trying to get her 4th win, and Abby Weitzel trying to get her first 100 freestyle win.
And then there's Freya Anderson. We forget about the hotness of swimming. Absolutely, Freya Anderson right down there in lane number 2. This is going to be a great battle between Anderson and the comeback speed she has and the early speed of Abby Weitzel. And then Gastadello, who can put together 2 great 50s. You know, it's funny, Weitzel wasn't even ranked in the top 25 in United States history before she went 51.9. That jumped her up to 4th, and now she's got that opportunity here. And you know, she's really hot, Bernie. I mean, you got to figure 23:45. She broke that American record yesterday by 34/100ths of a second, and right now she's out fast, 24:43. She's way ahead of Anderson, and she needs that lead. Anderson's 5th.
Good start for LA, trying to potentially get 1-2. Freya Anderson, though, down in lane number 1. Good turn for Beryl Gastadello. And here they all come, led by Beryl Gastadello. Gastadello has taken the lead. She's going to get the win.
And Weitzel does break the American record. She smashed it again. And Gastadello takes her country's record down, which was her own. So Mallory Comerford's 51.63 goes down. What a spectacular swim for both of them. Unbelievable there for Weitzel, 24.4 on the feet. How about that, Bernie, to kick things off? And another close race.
Yeah, and you got LA 1st and 2nd, so they inch a little bit closer to the Cali Condors. They're down by only 21 points after that 1-2 finish. And how about Gastadello, the last 10 meters?
1/10 of a second, 10/100ths. Here we go again. It averaged under a 10th yesterday on 13 races. Gastadello, 1, 2, and 2 new records.
4th win in the 100 free for Beryl Gastadello as she gets the current off to a good start. Down to 5-time Olympian Mark Foster, who's with Gastadello.
Beryl, phenomenal start for the team. A 1-2 and a national record for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. It actually wasn't that bad. I'm excited. I think I can get much better.
Abby went an American record too. I mean, you guys are coming into form just at the right time.
Sorry?
You guys are coming into form just at the right time.
Yeah, it's gonna only get better. So that's the plan.
Looking forward to seeing the 100 IM.
Yeah, I know. Let's try to practice the 10. Hi to my coaches.
Good job.
Why not smile if you're Beryl Gastadello? How much fun is it to watch her? And now there's Alessandro Baresi, 2 wins. He's the 4th rated swimmer in this event. He's won 2 out of his 3 races, only beaten by Zach Apple for the DC Triton, who, by the way, was 4 for 4, but another great day for Caleb Dressel. 36 points on day 1.
Apple was incredibly special, but he's gone. DC Triton has been eliminated, so he won't be part of the semifinals. I don't know, we're hot on those trail of records. Dressel's American record is 45-22. I'd be shocked if he got that here. He has gone 45-8. He did that in the very first match.
Moratti has won 26 events already in ISL 2020. Again, 26 victories for Caleb Dressel, trying to get number 27, but he's in a battle with Chiragini and Baresi for the Aqua Centurions.
Gosh, he's got good turns though, Bernie. Look at him come off that turn, and he shoots out of that hole so well.
Justin Rest coming up quickly with him. Caleb Dressel, win number 27, and it is 1st and 3rd for the Cali Condors. Baresi will touch 2nd. And the Condors soaring now to 300 points.
And that's a heck of a field. All 8 swimmers broke 47 seconds. But this is the staying power of Dressel. Those turns, he's so connected when he goes into and out of it. It's the speed into and out of the wall that are so critical. And you can gain and lose time so easily there. He doesn't lose time on turns. And does he finish? Heck yeah, 22-1, 23-4 on the end. Half a second better than anybody else.
How about Caleb Dressel already with 45 points in match 10? And folks, he's just getting started.
Well, what a start to day 2 of this match. Incredible stuff. First of all, from LA Current, the 1-2 in the 100-meter free, Beryl Gastaldello swimming a national record. And then Abby Weitzel right in 2nd, swimming her fastest time as well.
2 BBs in the same race for the same team. I mean, talk about, it's the end of the heats here, but coming into form at the right time. They've obviously got the semi-finals in 4 days' time, and then we're going to have the final. So these 2 look solid. It was always going to be about LA Current and Freya Anderson, who's on left of the screen, 2nd in, way behind. You actually had Abby Weitzel at 24.4. She's got the speed. Gastaldello was out in 24.7. The 2 yellow hats there. Freya Anderson down here, still not in the picture. She turned 7th. Here they come into the last turn. It's still Weitzel over first, then Gastaldello. Freya Anderson in 4th, and the legs start going, the afterburners start coming on. She starts clawing them back. Gastaldello starts wearing down. Weitzel, last couple of meters here. Gastaldello, perfect finishes off, as always. She gets the 1, Weitzel the 2. Anderson comes back. Anderson went 25.4, 25.9. Not normal.
Not normal. It was also the jackpot points as well for LA Current, just what they needed right at the beginning.
Yeah, wanted to get off to a fast start and a quick start. I mean, they're in a battle for 2nd place, obviously, so getting your team off to a good start, hopefully on the crest of a wave. And they can continue it.
Well, then the men's 100-meter freestyle, Caleb Dressel off to the perfect start for him. 27 race wins in ISL 2020. Another great race from the fast man.
And the only man that's been fastest is Zach Apple, who is going home. But here you see in the middle here, dominant. It's the start. You hear the guys talk about those turns. I can't tell you how good they are. He had a big enough lead. It was Chiavini that went out fast in lane 1, but he died off. And look at that, Dressel, head down, last few meters. He just does everything right. And he just gets up, recovers, and goes again.
He does. He's going to have to go again, not too long. We can go back to the pool deck as the coverage continues.
What do you want to do? We're basically...
Back inside the Duna Arena live for ISL 2020. There's Haley Flickener trying to get her 6th win here in this 200 butterfly. She's the top-rated ISL swimmer. Having a lot of fun there with Kelly Fertel, former Florida Gator. Pounded it, they're ready to go, Rowdy.
Yeah, Kelly Fertel and Caleb's sister, Sheridan Dressel, came and did a swim clinic for me this past summer, and just a delightful young lady, and I know that she's excited about being here.
Holly Hibbett, ISL 14th rated athlete in this event. Here's Flickener. She's the only swimmer in this field that's rated in the top 10 in the 200 butterfly. And she's had a big slate, Rowdy, because she really does help out the Condors. Not only is she a great 200 butterflyer, but she finished 2nd in the 200 back, 1st in the 400 freestyle. When you're trying to build a team, you're trying to look for athletes that are like Flickener that can score, maybe not win every event, but can be in the top 3 or 4 in a bunch of events.
And that's so true, Bernie, and it couldn't be more true for Cali right now, because they will be without Melanie Margalis, who swims a lot of those similar events, the 400 IM, the 400 freestyle. So this is where Flickener's going to have to step up even more. She's the only one ranked in the top 10 in this field, so she should have no problem winning this event. Now it's just kind of fine-tuning things, making sure that you hit the walls, get a feel for having a building feeling. She's never known for her speed going out.
Yet again, if you're new to ISL 2020, it's the only event of its kind where you have 12 men, 12 women, all swimming combined. Typically, if you're used to seeing a college or a high school dual meet back in America, it's scored separately. You have a men's champion, a women's champion, not ISL. And there's only one MVP at the end of the battle as well. Men and women fighting for that as well.
Which I love. I love the fact that this is a combined team. And you know what? When you go to the Olympic Games, it's the men and women combined. You're swimming for your country. It's the same thing here. You're swimming for your team. There's no men and women here. It's everybody all in together. And there goes Flickener out in 59.9. When she went 2:04, she was out in 59.8. So about the same split going out right here.
You might be thinking about the jackpot time rule. It's 4.8 seconds. So if you're behind Flickener, which I'm going to assume at this point you're going to be, the only way to keep your points is to be inside that 4.8 second range. If not, Haley Flickener is going to steal your points.
32.1 there, so she has slowed down compared to what she did last week. When she went 2:04.1, she was 31.5, so probably just doing enough to win here. She's gonna have a busy day, no question about it. Emily Large over there in lane number 1 is doing a great job. Look at her go, as well as Helena Gason, and they look very good. This is good news here for London. They need to get back into it if they're gonna chase for second.
Cali Condors, their 2nd win, and there is the jackpot time line. Look at all these points that are headed the way of Haley Flickener, as well as her teammates' points. 9 points for Flickener, plus 10 more, a total of 19 points for the win with the jackpot.
Boy, that's a great swim for Helena Gason, who won her best time. Emily Large grabbing 3rd there. They got 3rd and 4th with Large and Hibbett. So London did their job of kind of, hey, let's make some noise here, because LA finished 2nd and 7th. Of course, Cali was 1st and 8th, but there's Flickener right there, that beautiful butterfly stroke. You know, you talk about the most important part of the entry is just to be controlled. You don't want to create a lot of splash. It's not about the power, it's about mastering that efficiency. And Flickener is one of the best in the world to do that.
Well, the event started with a 29-point Cali Condor lead. It has now grown to 40 points. Back down to Mark.
Haley, another win. It looked comfortable, but I know the 200 flies are hard, but
Yes.
a big win.
Yes, it was fun though.
3 wins now, a 4?
I think 3. 3?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 3. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And you seem to you enjoy it. You're strong in the water.
I feel like I'm getting stronger as this camp goes. So.
Well, you got 2 more to go.
Yep. Yep.
So some more fast times.
Yep.
Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, Flickener was the clear favorite in the women's 200 fly. Whole lot different story here in the men's 200-meter butterfly. Benny Lanza comes in, 3rd-rated ISO swimmer. He's got to win. Eddie Wong has won this battle twice. He's the 4th-rated ISO swimmer, and it's hard, obviously, not to look at Tom Shields, who's won this event 4 times, but the 3 swimmers, Roddy, separated by about a half second.
Yeah, this is a very tight race right here. When you think about Shields and what he's been able to do, you know, it's almost like every race when he's going up against Dressel and Leclos and some of these stalwarts that have been around, Lanza, and he seems to be the underdog. And somehow or another, he keeps coming out on top and finds a way to do it. And he is an incredibly valuable swimmer to LA. He can do it in butterfly, certainly, but he's a big part of the relays as well. Rated number 2, and obviously Leclos rated number 1.
14.5 points scored so far in the competition for Tom Shields.
Next week is going to be a very important week for LA. If they're going to make the Final Four, they're desperately going to need Tom Shields to be able to step up and do what he's been doing all season long. And that's winning.
Benny Lanza had a pretty big first day for London. 14.5 points, second most to Pagoda. But again, he expects this London Roar team to be a whole lot better, much like we saw with Energy Standard and Cali Condors. London trying to play the strategy right. We're not going to see Adam Peaty again today. You're certainly going to see him when it comes time for the semifinals and the finals. But again, it's this strategic setup for your team of trying to make sure, obviously, you get into the semis, and then your swimmers are really ready to go.
Well, Shields and Wong are very similar on how they swim this race. They were out in 53.2 and 53 flat when they went their best times this year. Well, they're a lot faster than that now. 52.7 for Shields. Especially, he is out really fast. Now, he took it to the third 50 when he went 150.2. He was 27.9. That's about second faster than anybody else. Now, he came back the last 50. Check this 50. 28.1, so he had that great third 50 again. Now Wong normally has a great last 50, but he's about a body length behind. He's got a lot to catch up, and here he comes.
Well, remember, Chad Leclos swam just a little bit faster than Shields had swum this season. Earlier this morning, Shields going to answer back. Look at Eddie Wong coming home, charging hard. Can Shields hold him off? He can. And he's the first this season under 150. A big jackpot getting hauled in by Tom Shields there.
Unbelievable. I mean, I use that word a lot. Here's Wong, who just broke the world junior record again. Fastest junior in history, but this was all about Tom Shields. His fastest time in history, done 5 years ago, 149 flat. He's certainly on his way there. And 149.7, and really the difference, Bernie, was that first 100. He was about a half a second faster than he's been, and he goes about a half a second faster at the end. His last 250s, he's hurting. His last 50, 28.8. Wong right there, 28.5. Now watch the touch. Wong has a terrible touch, but I don't think it would have mattered. You see, kind of half stroked it in. I don't think it would have mattered. Shields still would have gotten him. And what a star. What a star.
Tom Shields, jackpot win. In the 200 butterfly, he scores 15 points. And the lead for Cali has shrunk to only 32 points here, as we're just getting started on day 2 of match 10. Tom Shields, for the 5th time, is a 200 butterfly winner.
Well, after 4 races, Callie Condors and Ellie Curran quite literally flip-flopping those race wins. It's going back and forth, but let's take a look at the men's 200-meter butterfly first of all here, because in this race, it was Tom Shields who came out on top, but there wasn't necessarily a clear favourite going into it.
There wasn't necessarily a favourite going into it. Actually, Tom Shields on paper, he's the fastest swimmer this season, but between Shields, Wong, one down from him there, and Lanza, who was down in lane 2, there's only 0.5 of a second, which over 200 metres butterfly, trust me, is not a lot. Shields on the turns there is so deep underneath the water. Wong coming back against him all the way. It went down to the touch. It looked convincing in the end, but trust me, that was tight. It was a tight finish over 200 metres butterfly. That was a tight race. If you look at the underwaters, Shields goes so deep. His underwater is second to none, maybe Caleb Dress was the only person that can stay with him, but it goes so deep. Got Wong there, only 18 years of age, still learning the race. He's got a lot more to come, a lot less muscle mass. Nearly caught him, but ran out of water. Yeah,
Wong really is young indeed, and Tom Shields having an incredible ISL 2020 season so far. But let's take a look at the women's race there, because Hayley Flickener going into this, I mentioned before, there wasn't necessarily a clear favourite other than maybe Tom Shields, but Hayley Flickener was most definitely the clear favourite here. Yeah, she definitely was, and on paper she's some 3 seconds faster than the rest of the field, and it showed. She was the class act. The only swimmer that's been faster there in the ISL this year is Hasegawa from the Tokyo Frog Kings. She went out, she led from the start, she set a pace out, and that's all she needed to do. She just stuck to the task at hand. That's why she's won 3 out of 4 200-metre butterfly races. Just solid. She'll have a different kind of race when she comes up against Hasegawa, if she races Hasegawa in the semi-finals, but for now, she wins another race. Absolutely. Well, we can go backstage, because up next we have the 100-metre backstroke. Certainly is all to play for in both of these races. Let's go back to the pool deck live.
Well, 2 wins for the Callie Condors, 2 wins for the LA Curran. Garrett Toussaint is hoping that London can get their first win of the day here in the 100 backstroke. That's our next event here from the Duna Arena. Bernie Gunther, 3-time Olympic champion, Rowdy Gaines, 5-time Olympian, Mark Foster. Glad you're with us as we conclude the regular season for ISL 2020. London a year ago, they finished only 9.5 points behind Energy Standard. In fact, that match went all the way down to the end. Teams, of course, are different year in to year out, but you can expect that Callie, London, Energy Standard are all hoping that they're going to battle it out, and even the LA Current, they were in the matchup a year ago hoping that they can make it as well, Rowdy.
Yeah, the nucleus is still there for each one of those teams. They've added different pieces of the puzzle, but you know, the big stars are there, and that's what's going to carry you to that final 4. The big stars taking care of business and the depth of each team.
We talked about Toussaint trying to get the win here in the 100 backstroke. If she gets the win, it would be her first ever, because Olivia Schmoliga is the only one in this field who has won this event. And in fact, she's won it 5 times in her career, the 3rd-rated ISL swimmer.
Both of them are 1-2 this season. Schmoliga 55.62, Toussaint 55.68. How about that for being close? Now, yesterday was a little bit different. Yesterday they were both a little off and both out in about 27 flat. Will they show a little bit more speed here? You can see they're starting to match up right now about the same.
Looks like it's going to be Toussaint and Schmoliga just
dead even.
Planned. Right on it.
27 flat. Again, they both were out right there at 27 flat. Schmoliga's 27 too, but flipped about the same. Now, Schmoliga has taken it. Toussaint the last 25, and Toussaint's turned their table and taken it to Smoliga before. Which one will do it here?
Smoliga stays down a little bit more. Looks like she has taken the advantage into the finish. Can she hold on? Trying to get the win. Indeed, she does. The third win for Olivia Smoliga. And it's first and third as Erica Brown finishes third. Apologize, actually the third win of the day, I should say, for the Cali Condors. And it's a 15-point jackpot. That'll help out the cause.
Yeah, Smoliga was, you know, just doing what was necessary. That's what you do. Get the points on the board. Forget about the clock. 27-2 going out, 28-7. And Toussaint, you know, she's so pretty to watch as well. And she doesn't really have a weakness. She's got that great speed. She's able to come back. And she stayed right with Smoliga the whole way. She's 27 flat, 29-2. So yes, she fell off just a little bit. Didn't have a great breakout. I thought she was a little thin coming on that breakout. And then watch Smoliga, blue cap, just keeps that tempo going. Beautiful tempo on the wall, and that huge 6'1", 6'2" frame getting to that wall with those long arms.
How big is Olivia Smoliga for the Cali Condors? Get this, Caleb Dressel has 45 points, and Smoliga in match 10, 44.5 points. She's a big reason why the Cali Condors find themselves on top. She's down with Mark.
Olivia, you and Toussaint have been the fastest two swimmers this season, so that was a great race.
Great race. She's an awesome competitor. It's kind of been a back and forth from last match to this one, so I'm excited to see how we all do at semis and finals.
Yeah, obviously 2 more races to go, but your long arms do the job every time.
You know, I try to get it done.
And great underwater. It looked lovely.
Thank you so much. Awesome. On Erica Brown as well. First and third for the Cali Condors is great.
Good job.
Thank
well done.
you.
Got to give some love to your teammate. There he is, Ryan Murphy, who scored 38.5 points, the most of any individual on the LA Current yesterday on day number 1. We call him the jackpot master.
And he's in good shape here. It's the only event he's got. Hunter back, 4:30 local time, and should be able to come back in about an hour and 20 minutes for that next 50. And so this is good for him. Of course, most of these guys right here will not be swimming again until the 50 backstroke. Skins at the end.
But Guilherme Guido, he's going to be in lane number 2. Top-rated ISL swimmer. He's won this event 5 times.
This is a packed field, top 3. 5 out of 7 of the top backstrokers in this field. You're going to see a lot of these swimmers in the final at the Olympic Games from this field right here. That's how good this field is. Now let's take last night in that medley relay. Big difference there. Kvecki, who you probably think is the second favorite, he was 24.9. Murphy was 23.9. Now how different will they swim it here?
Looks like the early edge is going to go to Dylan Carter. Surprise, surprise. Carter ahead of Murphy and Guido.
That's a good split, and he takes everybody out with him. Dylan Carter's going to be swimming the 50 backstroke later on, too. He still has the lead after 75.
Carter trying to get it done for the LA Current. Carter staying down. He pops up first, but here comes the rest of the field. Oh, boy, is this tight. It goes to Murphy. LA, first and second. Marsh is pumped there, man.
That's how you find a way to get your hand on the wall. What a race. 0.3 of a second separated 1 through 5. 31/100ths of a second. And watch them all come into the wall. Yellow cap to the right, that's Murphy. He goes by his partner, Dylan Carter, but best time for Dylan Carter by 0.7 of a second to get second. Again, the time, not that bad, not that good, 49.9, but the only swimmer to break 50, and what he's happy about, 1-2 for LA.
Yeah, 17 big points for the LA Current there. And they outscore Cali Condors by 7, so they pulled to just 41 points behind. And again, you know, with the Skins, anything can happen. One of the newest events to ISL, the 100 IM, and man, it's been a lot of fun to watch this one, Rowdy.
Love it. I love
Caminova's
this
going to
event.
be down in 2. She's won this event once. Beata Nelson, she's back in the 100 IM path. She's won this one as well. And actually the top-rated field in this event that hasn't won is Anastasia Gorbenko, who's the 4th-rated ISL swimmer, the fastest in this field, at least this year. Remember, she did that breaststroke flip turn.
And this is where Cali's so strong on the women's backstroke side, Bernie. I mean, Smaliga Brown, they finished 1-3 in the 100 back. Beata Nelson most likely would have been in the top 3, yet they can slide her into the 100 IM and maybe pull out a victory here. She's already won it once, and in a time that was outstanding. She's got Gastadello, though. That's a new one. She has not swum this event yet.
But one would imagine that Beryl Gastadello is going to be particularly good the first 50.
Yeah, no question about it. She'll sail out there that first 50, and it's really going to be if Beata Nelson can come back here on the backstroke. The best backstroker in this group, most likely, and right now you've got 3 of them across the board with Gorbenko hanging right in there as well. Nelson's going to have to come from behind.
Gorbenko leading Gastadello by 6 100ths. Gastadello already with 41 points. Oh, wow, look at this for LA. They are in the lead, and I would give it a commanding lead because we know Gorbenko and Gastadello can come home.
They've got great freestyles, and I think they're going to go 1-2.
Oh, LA. Gastadello, her second win of the day, and a jackpot indeed. Gastadello's found some new tricks up her sleeve.
And that is another national record for Gastadello. She takes it down again. That's 2 in a row for Gastadello. Maybe she just found, well, maybe her 9th event. I mean, she's got so many in her arsenal. And you really get a good eye on Gorbenko and what she did in the breaststroke. And they go 1-2. She goes her lifetime best, 57.9. And Beata Nelson was solid, 58.6. That's a good time for her. And you take Kaminova from London, she was good. But boy, they ran against a freight train of LA Current.
Well, it's hard to argue that the most valuable female swimmer in ISL is Sarah Sjöström, but Gastadello is quickly saying, don't forget about me for the LA Current.
Look at that, 26 points.
And now LA trails by only 21 points. Headed back to the men's 100 IM. Guess who's back again? Caleb Dressel.
Sounds like a song in the making.
Caleb Dressel, perfect 3 for 3 to begin his ISL career in this event. He's got the fastest time that we have seen in the ISL so far. He's coming off of it in match number 80, went 51.11. Timon Voss, the only other athlete in the field to get a win in this event. He's going to be up in lane number 6.
Well, he did go his best time, Dressel did, 21:51.1. Of course, he hasn't really swum it since he was like an age grouper, but nonetheless, he's consistently gone his best time, 51.3, 51.2, and then the last time at 51.1 for 3 in a row. Bernie, the American record's 50.7. Again, probably not going to get that, but, you know, he could. He was close in the 100 freestyle. He's only 3/10 in the 100 freestyle.
And the incredible thing about Caleb Dressel, and again, the same thing with Beryl Gastadello, is just how good they are back to back to back. ISL, it's grueling. All these events happening over the course of 2 hours. Sometimes at the Olympic Games or a national championship, these type of events are happening over the course of days.
Right, exactly. And Dressel's really going for it right now. Let's take a look at it. 50.71 by the great Ryan Lochte. Will it go down?
This could be a big jackpot, though.
Yes!
50.48, a new American record for Caleb Dressel, and he is hauling in the points. Jackpot.
Wow! That is the second fastest swim in history. And that's his second swim. That's his 6th swim over 2 days. You know, when he was out 22.9, I thought, gosh, that's so fast. I mean, is he going to come back to earth here, the second 50? No way. And for a guy that swims primarily fly and free, he has just wonderful turns. And then he carried Cieslak to second, who had a good swim himself, 51.3. That's the second fastest time of the season. And Cali turns the tables on LA. How about California?
Talk about a game changer. That is Caleb Dressel, 69 points in match 10. He's got another win.
Well, the end of session 1, my goodness, so many exciting races. 4 race wins for Cali Condors, 4 race wins for LA Current, but it is Cali Condors still edging the leaderboard out in front. But that last race, Caleb Dressel setting an American record in 100 IM. This guy just keeps delivering.
Well, the thing is, he's so good at butterfly, he's so good at freestyle. We've seen him actually get up and do a breaststroke skins. Backstroke a little bit unknown, but obviously his underwater fly is just phenomenal. He was only 0.22 off the world record held by Morozov, who is here, but is not swimming at the moment, but he'll be back in the semi-finals.
He will be, very much looking forward to that. Meanwhile, we can take a look at the 100-meter backstroke, certainly the men's side of things first of all, because it was Ryan Murphy who came out on top here, but it was a close race.
It was a close race. His teammate did all the early running here, though. It was Dylan Carter in the middle of the pool there in lane 5. He went out in 23.8 seconds, and that's swift, because obviously Murphy's no slouch going out. Guido on the left-hand side of the screen, he's the second fastest this year at 49.5 seconds. Carter still leading into the last turn here. Then Murphy starts turning the screw. He's got that back-end speed, and when he gets up, he's just someone that just does not fade. Kvekki was coming through though, so was Guido. It was a tight finish. Murphy comes out on top, 49.9, but then Carter 50.1, Kvekki 50.1.
Yeah, Murphy wasn't just happy with that win, but the 1-2 there for LA Current. Meanwhile, it was a flip for the women because it was a 1-2 for Cali Condors.
Yeah, it was always going to be a match-up between Toussaint and Smoliga, the fastest 2 women in the ISL this year. Only 600ths of a second separating them on paper. Toussaint was out fast, using it underwater, but look at Smoliga coming back. Those long arms, that long rangy stroke. She came through while Toussaint faded. It looked like an easy victory in the end at 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, well, don't go anywhere because we will be back just after this break for far more swimming.
Oh, we are just getting started here in Budapest. Reminder, our first semifinal comes your way. Noon local, 6 a.m. Eastern. 3 days to decide who moves on to the finals. At the moment, Condors soaring. They're back on top by 46 points.
Well, day one of match 10 kicked off yesterday, and there were so many incredibly tight races. Let's relive all the action from yesterday.
LA Current, London Roar, and the only unbeaten team for ISL 2020, the Cali Condors battling alongside with the Aqua Centurions, match 10. Dahlia is the current ISL record holder. She's going to go up against Gastadello.
There goes Dahlia.
And no! Gastadello got her at the end. She gets the jackpot. Look at Shields. Can Shields edge out Dressel? No! Caleb Dressel gets the win for the Cali Condors. The battle between LA and Cali continues, and this win is gonna go to Murphy. He does it. Lily King, 30 wins, 30 tries. She has been perfect, but we expect that she will be tested today.
Can Laser do it? Finally take down the champ. King's not gonna go down easily though.
Annie Laser, she does it! King defeated! London Roaring! Oh, Annie Laser! It looks like Dressel, and it is gonna be Dressel. Oh, Abby Weitzel, she is gonna do it. And LA 1-2 jackpot again. And the streak is over in the 50 as well. Molly Hannes gets the win. Schmoliga, she is gonna do it with that turn. Another win for the Condors. Murphy, jackpot master again. As Cali wins the relay, they will pick the skins. LA picks the skins, they win the relay. And Freya Anderson backstage alongside Holly Hibbett, the current British national record holder, trying to get her second win in the 200 freestyle, trying to build a little momentum into the semifinals for the London Roar. Again, she wasn't with the London Roar team early on, and she has been a huge addition. Allison Schmidt also in the field as well. She's won one of these 200 freestyle races, I should say, but the biggest name in the field is going to be Federica Pellegrini, out in lane number 7, finally able to join the Aqua Centurions after a battle with the coronavirus, got her negative test, got on the plane. Here she is making her 200 free debut, the Olympic champion in this event, going all the way back to 2008, and the most dominant 200 freestyler of all time, I would say.
You have 2 Olympic champions in this race. You've got Pellegrini from 2008, you've got Schmidt from 2012, and there's Freya Anderson, who most likely will win this race and beat them both. That's how good Freya Anderson is. She did swim the 100 freestyle and basically even split that, 100 free. She'll do the same here. It's so great to be able to see Pellegrini back. We talked about that yesterday. Swimming the 200 back, didn't perform well. Don't expect her to do anything here. Aqua will not move on to the semifinals, so this will most likely be the last time we'll see Pellegrini, one and only time, but enjoy this most beautiful swimmer.
Man, already Anderson out first at the 50. What does that tell you, Roddy?
Well, it tells me her British record just may be going down. And I think she, quite frankly, I think after that 100, she said, I'm tired of this. You know, I was so good there, too. I was 51 plus. I was 51.5, almost my best time ever. And here I am having to do it even split. I've got to change my strategy. Somehow or another, I've got to go out for it. She's not going to die, and I think that's smart. 55.7 on the way out. Not that much faster. She was about 0.3 of a second faster, but still faster. So she'll at least appreciate that. Anya Mures over there doing a great job for LA.
Also, Valentine Dumont all the way across the pool in lane number 8. But Anderson just keeps building. Expect her to be really good the final 50.
Anya Mures still in it, within reach. Freya Anderson, 28.9 there. When she went 152.6, she was 28.4. So now she's come back a little bit, but still could challenge that record. I don't think she's going to lose this race. Anya Mures is having a good one, and so is Allison Schmidt on the other side.
Freya Anderson getting London their first win of day 2. They are finally roaring. 157, or 152.82, I should say.
Right on her best, Bernie. 152.60. Again, swam it a little different, swam it a lot different. Before, when she went 152.6, she was 56 flat, 56.5. A little better here, 55.7. And then she's 57 flat. So the splits are getting a little wider, which they really should be. There's no way you should be even splitting a 200 freestyle. You just can't do that and win these races against swimmers like Siobhan Hahi and Sarah Sjöström. So she's got to change up her strategy a little bit, but still, that's a great swim for this amazing British swimmer.
Well, the most points for London so far belong to Freya Anderson, who leads their leaderboard with 31.5. Back down to Mark.
A great win for the London Law, Freya. You just seem to be getting better at that 200 free.
Well, yeah, it's quite nice to have it like back to back, you know, every few days. So it's just nice to try different race plans, see which one I like best. So
does that 100 free warm you up for the 200 free, or do you want to just have a pop of that 200?
Well, it'd be nice, but I think I'm still going to do the 100. Even though I guess I'm still learning how to swim that, like my splits today were a bit off, but you know, it's all just for the team.
Off or not, you're on fire.
Oh, thank you.
Freya Anderson, first win of the day for London. Will they start to build here? Tom Dean, Vakovyshev going for London. Pretty wide open event. Townley Haas is the only swimmer rated in the ISL's top 10, rated 6th. He's going to be in lane number 3. He's won this event 2 times. Bruno Carrera, 2 wins at 21 years of age. He won the South American Games Championship for the Brazilian, who's 21 years old, but he hasn't won this race since a year ago when he won it in Indianapolis and Naples.
Yeah, the best finish he's had is 3rd in match number 2 when he went 143.2, and that doesn't even rank in the top 10. Townley Haas is really the guy to be watching. In the last match, match number 8, he went 151.58, which is second only to Dennis Rapses. And if Townley Haas is on, he's one of the best 200 freestylers in the world. He anchored that 800 free relay for the United States that won the gold medal back in Rio. This is definitely, again, if he's on, one of the best.
Right now it is Correa's teammate Mello, who's out on the right side, swimming in 3rd position. First is Townley Haas, Vakovyshev flipping between 2nd and 3rd, and Haas leading by about 3/10 halfway home in the 200 freestyle.
49.6 on the way out. He was 49.4 earlier when he went 140.14, so he's right on that pace. He's got a good look at Vakovyshev to his left, who is having a great swim for London right now. Boy, this is really good for Vakovyshev, who comes in with the best time of 141.5 from last year.
Haas has doubled his lead to a half second.
Boy, he is right on Haas's tail, but Haas should be able to pull this out. He's a great 400 swimmer, and he will.
Townley Haas, wire-to-wire victory. The 5th of the day for the Cali Condors. as Townley Haas has won the 200 freestyle for the 3rd time in his career.
141.8. Got a jackpot point there. Another good swim for Callie. 49.6 on the way out. 52.1-ish coming back. Nice, solid. That's the way you swim a 200 freestyle. You want to have about a 2.5 second difference between the first 100 and the second 100. At least the best do. I mean, everybody has their own strategy they stick with, and some can go 3 or 4 seconds. Some can go like a Freya Anderson and go half a second, but that's a good, solid way to swim a good 200 freestyle, and he'll be a factor when he gets to go against Rapses next week.
Callie getting it done on day number 2. Townley Haas has the Condors up to 413 points now.
Well, great stuff for London Roar's Freya Anderson, because she gets their first win on the board today in the 200-meter freestyle. She is only 19 years of age, very, very tall indeed, 6'3", but she is getting faster and faster and racking up those wins as the meets go.
She's someone for the last 3 years, came for the junior European ranks, swims for Great Britain, and she was great, good. All of a sudden she had this tall, large frame, but she's grown into it in terms of she's just got stronger, and that's showing when it comes to that last part of the race, that back end. She doesn't have the raw speed yet, but she can just come back and drag everybody into her.
Absolutely, we can relive the last 75 meters of that race, because she is so quick at the end, isn't she? Yeah, she was. She's second fastest on ISL this year. Only been faster has Siobhan Hahi, but here you see sort of controlling the race. She's, you said she's 6'2", 6'3", and she's got a really nice long-rangey stroke. She's not one of these swimmers that does all that underwater fly kick. She just gets up and gets swimming. You can see how much water she holds, but it was Mures in the middle of the pool. She made the early running, but just look at this last length here. She goes to the legs, puts the afterburners on, and just starts swimming away from everybody. If she doesn't have that 100 free at the beginning of the session, which was only 25 minutes ago, I'll be interested to see what sort of time she can go. If she's in the semi-finals against Siobhan Hahi or the final, that is going to be some race. It is indeed. Very much looking forward to that one potentially. But we can rewind to a few races ago. We mentioned it briefly before, but we actually wanted to relive the race because Caleb Dressel winning the 100-meter IM. I mean, you just want to watch him swim because it is pretty glorious. As you said, Jenny, what can't Dressel do? Normally, freestylers cannot swim breaststroke. He can. He's not the world's best breaststroker, but he's a very good breaststroker. But look at him go to the legs on this last 25. This is one person that does not fade. He swims away from people. He does. Let's go back to the pool deck. The women's 50 fly is next.
Well, after a short break, Beryl Gastadello back onto the pool deck. What will she do for an encore, Rowdy?
23 minutes. That's how long it's been. What an encore it would be if she broke another French record. That would be her third. This one's going to be tough, though. This one's not an easy one.
She's got 60 points so far in this match. And by the way, Rowdy, I know that we talked a lot about the streak that Lily King was on, 30 straight races, but still this event, Beryl Gastadello has won it every time she has swum the 50 butterfly, so 7 for 7. Still an impressive streak to have one event that you're winning every time you step on the pool deck, and right now she finds herself 9 points behind Gastadello.
The French record, if you're interested, is 24:56, and that's by Hanique, who swam, Melanie swam a 24:62 earlier. She swims for iron. Kelsey Dahlia, Gastadello, Dahlia, who has been so good over her career, American record holder in all the butterflies, 50, 100, and 200. Has not been sharp yet. I still think Dahlia is going to be really good next week, but she just hasn't shown it quite yet.
Now it looked like Marsh may have turned a little bit quicker than Beryl Gastadello, but somehow Beryl Gastadello stays down, but he's being tested by Dahlia. Can Dahlia end the streak? Oh no! Gastadello does it!
And they go 1-2!
Again! Is there no stopping Gastadello?
3 for 3, and Alyssa Marsh, Coach David Marsh's daughter, who swims for him, gets second again by 1/100th of a second. I think I yelled 1/100th of a second 10 times yesterday. And I'm yelling it again, and 5/100ths over Dahlia, who had a great race, 25-35. That's her 3 from the left, blue cap. Watch the yellow caps, though. Marsh to the right, Gastadello to the left. Coming in 5/100ths of a second between the top 3 swimmers. Another amazing race we have seen here with these 4 teams.
Wow, Beryl Gastadello, 8-4-8, and she's moved in front of Caeleb Dressel, folks, at the moment. Those two are gonna duel today to decide who is this match's MVP. And LA's right back in it.
And neither one of them are in the skins.
At butterfly.
Here we go,
Guess
23 more minutes.
Caeleb Dressel, 5 wins, but again, this is an event that we want to really pick out the top-rated ISL swimmer, Sebastian Szabo, who's going to be in lane number 8. Nearly broke a world record his last time on the pool deck. It's going to be a tough win for Caeleb Dressel if he finds a way to get his hand on the wall first here.
Yeah, Szabo went 21.86. And you said nearly broke the world record. He's still 3rd all time because Nicholas Santos went 21.78 this morning, and he almost broke his own world record. So that world record is destined to go down, and Szabo could get it here. This is his last chance, though. There's no tomorrow for Szabo. Aqua has been eliminated, and there is no fly in skins, so watch Szabo to see if he can do it. Lane 8, top of your screen. Oh, good start by Szabo, 0.61. 0.61, as I said, Santos went 21.78, his world record 21.75.
Look at Szabo off the wall. Caeleb Dressel comes surging. Dressel coming home. Szabo, how quick? Oh, no! So close again. But a jackpot win going the way to Szabo, who gets 19 points.
So close again. And after all that, Bernie, Szabo so close to the world record again. Caeleb Dressel on his 3rd swim ties the American record.
Wow.
22.06 is his American record, and he just tied it on his 3rd swim 23 minutes after he smashed the American record in the 100 IM. Unbelievable swim for him, and big kudos to Szabo, and he went off sailing with a victory.
That's why these swimmers are gladiators, folks.
My goodness me, the racing is just getting tighter and tighter, and Beryl Gastadello is 3 from 3 so far today. What another incredible race from her.
Yeah, getting up, swimming again, multiple races, recovers, goes again. On paper, she's been 24.6 seconds. She was the class act in that field, but still had to get in there, dry off, and try and get the win. And it's interesting, they go 1-2 again.
Yeah, we can take a little look at that 50-meter fly race because, as you mentioned, it was 1-2. And Dave Marsh, the head coach of LA Current, his daughter, Alyssa Marsh, coming in second, who I've spent some time with in the studio, had a chat with her. She is such a nice girl. She's doing teaching off of ISL as well, and swimming well as too. Alicia Marsh there, she's leading the way. She led out Gastadello actually down that first 25 meters. Gastadello stays under the water as long as she can though. She must have been hurt, and she's only just run the 100 IM 20 minutes ago. Into the finish, head down. Who got the best finish? Gastadello did not, but she had enough of a lead. 100th of a second there to Marsh. Teammates, 1, 2, and Dahlia was a couple of 100 seconds behind. But here's the men's 50 fly. Szabo, top of the screen. As we've said, last race for Aqua Centurion, they're out. But could he get the world record? The world record, 21.75 seconds. He's been on really good form here. Santos nearly broke his own world record this morning. It was going to be, could he do it? No, he couldn't. Just outside. And Dressel, how impressed with that guy. Equaling his best time, the American record. Yeah, 20 minutes after his last race. Has he got another race next? That's the thing. He's going race to race, and there's so little time in between each one. And his recovery, and then to come second there, he won't be happy with that, though. We know that. He won't be happy with coming second, no, but Szabo's gone. He's now home. The thing is, if we get Dressel, arrested Dressel, where does he go? I think he goes world record, but do we see it? Depends how many races he wants to swim, or the team want him to swim. Absolutely. Well, it's the 100-meter breaststroke next. Will Lily King get a win here? Will she keep her undefeated record in the 100-meter breast? We'll soon find out.
All right, backstage, Allie Atkinson eyeing the win in the 100 breaststroke. She's the world record holder in this event. Yesterday, her teammate, Annie Laser, snapped an incredible streak of 30 straight races won by Lily King. And then King's teammate, Molly Hanna, said, I'm going to take one as well.
Yeah, and now they all kind of marry here in the middle for Lily King, who was second to oh so close to Laser, second oh so close, 1/100th of a oh so close to Hannes. So you've got to figure that Lily King is due to start another winning streak potentially here in this race. The relay, that's what you kind of base it on yesterday, at least for the 100.
The top 3 ISL rated swimmers are here, folks. King rated number 1, Atkinson rated number 2, Hannes rated number 3.
King was 3 flat on their relay. Hannes was 4-1. The Atkinson was 3-7. Boy, terrible start for Kiera Smith, 0.77, won't be a factor. Everybody else was dead even, 0.68 for all 4 of those swimmers.
King is not wasting any time trying to win. This is her signature event, Roddy.
It is. I mean, the Olympic gold medalist, world record holder, 2-time world champion. And she's got a little chip on her shoulder, I'd imagine. 29.5 going out. That's going out. She was 29.1 in the 50 breaststroke yesterday.
Well, the fastest we've seen her go is 3:103 flat in College Park a season ago. Can she better her American record here? Look at the lead built by Lily King.
This is all Lily King.
Lily King goes 8 for 8, 3:103.15. Gets the win in jackpot fashion, and the King back into the win column.
And made it look easy. We thought this was going to be a showdown. And there's nothing like a little defeat that gets the fire burning in the belly, right? I mean, Lily King, you know, we were talking, I got a text from the great Cody Miller, who is home this year with his wife, Allie, getting ready to have their first child. And he just texted me right before the race. He said he can't be so excited about this race. Andy and Lily go back and forth every single day in practice. He's right there with them. I'm sure Lily probably runs Cody down every once in a while, but he said, watch Lily. She's gonna be ready to have a good one tonight, and he is absolutely right. She did have a good one.
They've got quite the training group there in Bloomington, Indiana, don't they?
Oh, Ray Lewis and company are doing a heck of a job in Indiana.
All right, the King back on top. Believe it or not, our first breaststroke win of the weekend, and it comes in the 100 breast. And now the Condors knocking on the door of 450 points. Men's 100 breaststroke, our next event.
Boy, you know, I keep getting fact-checked all day long. My pals are out there. Here's Cody Miller texting me. I just got a text from Michael Phelps. He said, hey, fact check. Tammy Haas didn't anchor that 800 for you in Rio. And he didn't have to say who did. It was Michael Phelps, obviously. How did I forget
well,
that?
I'm glad that Michael Phelps is watching.
Yes. Now Michael's watching, of course. But of course, the greatest of all time anchored that relay. Toweling was a big part of that, obviously, but the greatest athlete, in my opinion, in history, anchored
and for
that
Michael,
relay.
if he saw Nicholas Santos earlier at 40 years old, he could come back.
I'm begging him to come back. Michael, listen, you have to be, I hope you're listening again. You got to come back, buddy. Got another 9 months. You can do it.
I think he'd enjoy ISO because he never swam in college. He never quite had that team atmosphere.
No, he'd love this. He would love this right here.
All right, men's 100 breaststroke, Prigoda, Silva, Martineghi. Martineghi, the highest rated swimmer. In fact, this was an event that was very good a year ago for the Aqua Centurions.
Well, what a race we saw earlier today, right? This one, as exciting as it is, with some really good swimmers. Boy, it was hard to beat Sakshi and Shimanovic. Both of them chasing that world record, becoming the second and third fastest swimmers in history. And one of the oldest world records there are. And Cameron Vandenberg's 11-year-old world record. That one may go down as well when the semifinals come next week.
All right, Aqua, first and second at the turn.
It's been a tough 4 weeks for Aqua, no question about it. They've had few things to get excited about. They have a really good men's team. That's the thing. They might have a top 5 men's team, and as I said yesterday, they just don't have a very good women's team.
Look at this, Aqua Centurions. They go 1-2 in the 100 breaststroke.
Finally something to stand up and cheer about. A nice 1-2 finish there. They've got a great 400 free relay for men. They've got some really superb swimmers. They've stepped up here and there, but they don't have the depth. And that's what's really killed them here. They don't have the depth on the women's side. They've got some key breaststrokers on the women's side as well, but they don't have the depth, but they sure do in sprint freestyle and breaststroke. Martineghi and Scazzoli far right. Silva doing a pretty good job himself in lane number 3, or check that lane 5, and getting in there to get third. But yeah, Martineghi, yes, that's something to cheer about. What a way to end his ISL season.
All right, 17 points going the way of the Aqua Centurions, but Cali Condors up to 454 points now. 52 points in front of the LA Current. Our only relay of the day, the mixed 4x100 freestyle relay, 18 points, double points going the way of this one. I know you love breaking down the relays. What should we look out for here?
This one's going to be close. And the problem is the personnel. The personnel changes so much, Bernie, but if you look at it from the season-wise, 0.2 of a second separate the top 3 teams. So on paper, which we kind of throw out because of the personnel changes, it really is shaping up to be a good one. But because of resting here and there, because you're saving some swimmers for the skins match, but you certainly have the superstars. Freya Anderson, Dressel's in there, Smoliga's in there, Shields is in there, Gastadello, Weitzel. So it seems like they're all saying, hey, let's do this. Let's all get together and do this. Shields doesn't have to worry about a skins today, so he's going to be on it. Neither does Dressel.
Pellegrini making a debut. That'll help the relay team.
Yeah, I said that was the last time that we were going to see her in the 200, but I was wrong. Good point, Bernie. All right.
18 points goes to the relay winners.
LA, Cali, and London are the 3 teams. LA, get the slight edge to LA. But ever so slight over Cali.
By the way, Caleb Dressel has moved in front of Beryl Gastadello, but only by 4 points in the MVP battle, so this could be critical as far as the MVP is concerned as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because this counts as MVP points, so they definitely have something to swim for here. Gastadello and Dressel.
Justin Ress out to a good start. Baresi out in lane number 7 for the Aqua Centurions. And in lane 5, Trisha Golomev. But it's Cali in the lead as Dressel dives in.
46-2 for Ress. Good start for him. Golomev at 46-8. And there's a Baresi at 46-7, which you think, well, boy, they're in it. They won't be in it after the women. I mean, after the 2 men touch, they just don't have the women to face up to these other 2 teams. And Cali now is building that lead. Not that they really need, because they've got 2 starwoods in Smoliga and Brown, but it wouldn't be bad to have that lead.
Giragini for the Aqua Centurions in lane number 7, trying to cut the deficit, but Dressel has the Condors leading halfway home.
All right, 4 swim, 45-7. That guy just doesn't get tired.
What does it take to tire him out, Rowdy?
Well, I go back to MP and Michael Phelps, what we saw in 2008 when he must have swum like 58 races over 8 days. Seemed like that anyway. Dressel's doing a lot of swims in 2 days, and he's just superb in almost every single one of them.
Smoliga has about a full body length lead over Munoz for the Aqua Centurions and Gastadello. Pellegrini in the pool, by the way, out there in lane number 8 at the moment. But oh, what a lead here.
And again, if you shuffle the personnel around, boy, that was a pretty quick start there. For Brown, .22, looking at it over again, and from that angle, it looked like she was a little quick. Actually, it was just perfect, maybe even a little slow. You like to be .10 to .15, so she was right on target, and that's what you want to be. You want to be a little slow when you're about 3 body lengths ahead.
Abby Weitzel broke the American record earlier, but oh man, no one's going to catch Erica Brown. This is going to be big for the Cali Condors, big for Caleb Dressel, who's going to have 81.5 points in the MVP battle. That should be enough to make him the match MVP.
52 flat for Smoliga and Brown at 52-1.
Condors get the win. 18 points going to Cali. LA second and London Roar third. Oh, the Condors soaring, looking for their 4th win in ISL 2020.
Welcome back to ISL 2020, end of session 2, and it really is all going the Cali Condors' way so far. But joining us now in the studio, head coach of London Roar, Mel Marshall. Mel, it's a pretty tough meet yesterday and today for London Roar. You guys are hanging on in there though. How would you reflect over yesterday and today so far?
I mean, we've had a plan around, you know, we know our place in the semi-finals secured. There's some tired pups in there, and so we wanted to just try some different configurations. And we know we've come in here as individuals, get whatever you can out of this last match, but the scoreboard doesn't matter for us at this point. Our job is to focus on the semi-finals and try and get ourselves as physically prepared as we can, because we've had quite a heavy schedule the back half of the qualification rounds. We want to make sure that we're fresh as we can be for that semi-final.
Yeah, because you have 2 wins already, then a 2nd place, and then we'll see what happens this one, but at the moment you're in 3rd. You've got to be pretty happy with that performance so far.
Yeah, I mean, like the what we had to get our job done in the first 3 rounds to get enough points on the board to make sure we secured the place that we wanted in the semi-final, and that's job done now. So now we're just kind of trying a few different strategies, seeing if giving some people a chance to race who haven't raced yet, and just trying to have a little bit of fun, get this one out of the way, and then it will be a very different London Roar in the semi-final.
So you're talking about some tired pups.
Yes.
Are you going to rest the pups to let the dogs out?
Well, we are London, and we will be back to being London Roar.
I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely let the. Like I say, we've had to make some physical decisions. You know, you know, we came in here with a lot less athletes than we would have liked to, and we've had to make some decisions. And sometimes you have to sacrifice an overall win and protect the athletes and what they can do in the long term, and that's what we've decided to do.
Yeah, absolutely, Mel. Well, don't go anywhere, because we'll be coming back right after this, because there's something I want to ask you about in your leadership that I very much enjoy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Mel Marshall in just a few seconds' time, talking more ISL 2020.
What a day for Caleb Dressel. What a day for Beryl Gastondello. Only 5 points separating those two on a record-breaking day 2 of match 10. Condors looking good to get their 4th win. Ahead with 480 points.
Welcome back to the studio. Mel Marshall, head coach of London Roar, joining myself and Mark Foster. Now, Mel, before the break, I said there's something in your leadership I really like, because before the skins races, different coaches say different things, and you're up and about. You are absolutely pumped. We can take a little look at what you did before the 50-meter breast skins.
Boys, Kirill, boys, here we go. Yeah, both of you, both boys. All right, okay. Skills, speed. Don't be afraid to give a about it, boys. Let's go. All right.
Absolutely love it. Here we go. Bang. The pep talk is fantastic.
Yeah, I think in that moment you've got to try and engage some emotion. You've got to know your athletes and try and just give them that extra 1%. That's what I guess I try and do, is just give them something to really bring that last 25 home for. And so it was a slap on the chest for the boys on that one, I'm afraid.
What I love about you, though, and obviously I know your story, you know, you obviously were a swimmer not too long ago, but you really sort of, it's about trust and connection. Yeah. I know you have that with Adam, but you seem to be getting that with your whole group.
I think for me is, you know, hopefully I'm a belief partner. That's my job. You know, if you look to the left and you've got people that believe in you, it can help you do the job that you do. So my role here is for those guys in that moment is to let them know I'm their belief partner, and I believe in nothing is impossible, and just get out there and give it your best.
Well, there's so many swimmers here at ISL. Are there some that you do see that you think, oh, I could give some more inspiration to, I can get a little bit more confidence out of them, because there are so many different personalities?
Yeah, and I think it's the key to it is just making sure that you are the right coach for the right person. So if I went and did that to Luke Greenback, it'd scare him off. You know, he needs numbers, he needs very quiet and very calm information. If I don't do that to Adam, he would be confused. So it's about knowing what card to play at what time, and I think you become more informed by listening to your athletes first and then giving the answers and your information second.
Absolutely. Well, Mel, it's been a pleasure having you here in the studio, getting your insights. We can go back to the pool deck now, as session 3 is just moments away from kicking off.
I know, I felt that breeze.
All right, back here at the Duna Arena in Budapest. Bernie Gunther, 3-time Olympic champion Ratty Gaines, 5-time Olympian Mark Foster, and our entire ISL crew. We got 2 400 IMs, and then the all-important skins to wrap things up here as the regular season comes to its conclusion. At the moment, Energy Standard finds themselves as the top team through the first 9 matches. They've got 13 points, but Haley Flickener's Cali Condors looking to soar and move in front with 16 points if they could get a win right here.
I think this is a very important event for these 4 kind of lower tier swimmers: Pickram, Flickener, Wilmot, Gorbenko maybe, Veraso. I mean, you've got to kind of make a statement to be able to move into that upper tier. Ohashi, Woods, Saplucha, who all will be there later on. And so I think it's important to, hey, let's get under 427 here, and Pickram can do it. She is one that certainly can. She went 426 last year, and if she can get under 27, that will certainly give her a lot of confidence going into next week.
She's the top-rated ISL swimmer in this field, rated at 7. Should be in lane number 2.
400 IM, such a huge test of so many different skills. And speaking about Michael Phelps, you know, he has still has the world record, and it's not even close in the 400 IM. You know, he talks a lot about mechanics, and he had an incredible high pain tolerance. But I think that ability to focus was really what made him so good. On a race like this, you could never lose that focus, and he did that to perfection over his career. And it's not a race for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're tired, folks, when you finish out a 400 IM at the end of the day, that's for sure.
Yeah, the last event, oh boy. There's Flickener. You knew she was going to have a great fly, and she went 428. She was 101, and that's what she went right there, 101 plus.
You think that if Sydney Pickram could be close,
right?
Breaststroke certainly favors her.
No, you're so right, and she has been there a lot in the breaststrokes here this season. 3rd in the 200 breast, 4th in the 200 breast. Swam the 200 breast many, many times, so she's not going to die on you, that's for sure. And if she can somehow keep it close to Flickener, Flickener goes into her weak stroke in the breaststroke. Now, Flickener is much better in the freestyle. So here's a situation where Pickram hasn't let Flickener get away, and Flickener needs to turn the table and not let Pickram get away on the breaststroke.
Yeah, Pickram was bronze at the World Championships in the 200 breast, bronze in the 200 IM, and it seems like breaststroke sometimes is that key leg for a lot of these IM swimmers.
Well, the breaststroke, you kind of have to attack it because you're shifting skills, and not that the muscles get to relax, but you're going to a completely shift of different muscles you're using. Primarily upper body, even though a lot of people will tell you the backstroke kick is so difficult, but you're letting your legs float a little bit on the back, and now you're going to primarily an lower body race, and this is where Pickram went down a half a second, and now she goes up after 150.
2.5 seconds.
Yeah. 2.5
Wilmot finds herself in the picture as well here for London Roar. Now, without Melanie Margalis in this race for the semifinals and the finals, it becomes a little more open. Of course, it really depends on which teams advance to the final at the end of the day.
Right, and if London does, and Tokyo without Ohashi, then you know what? All of a sudden, and you don't figure New York Breakers to make it to the finals, all of a sudden,
Pickham's the favorite, right?
Absolutely. I mean, based on this swim right here, Saplucha is 4th, Bernie. She swims for Toronto. Again, a team on the outside looking in to make the final. So all of the swimmers ahead of the 5th-ranked Sydney Pickram will most likely, nothing's guaranteed, but most likely not be in that Final Four. So she is really looking good to maybe pull out a victory. 3:55 right there with a 31 plus. She comes home at 30 point. She's gonna be 4:26. Her lifetime best, 4:26.5 from last year.
Yeah, and she's built a 4-second lead over Flickener.
This is a great swim. And this is a swim you need, right? This is exactly the type of swim you need.
London, wow, gets the win. And look at the jackpot line. It might be a big victory for the London, where they'll go 1st and 3rd. 4:25.90. It's about a little over a second off the ISL record set by Melanie Margalis.
Boy, that's a statement swim right there. You know, I mean, here I am. Yu Ohashi would probably be considered the huge favorite next week in the semifinals, but all of a sudden, Sydney Pickram said, I'm gonna be right there with you. And she was really consistent. I think it really helped her to have Flickener right above her that first 200, because she kind of carried Pickram out that first 200, where she said, I'm right there with you. Now I know I can get you on the breaststroke, and I'm gonna beat you so bad here on the breast that you're not gonna have a chance in the freestyle. And that's what happened.
Now, win for London. 4 out of their 5 wins have been on the women's side. Whereas London, where they're going to be a whole lot better next week, as we heard Mel Marshall in the break, getting ready for the semifinals. They were only 9.5 points off of Energy Standard a year ago. All right, Ben's start list now. Tom Dean, Duncan Scott going for London. Faribono Zaranek. Zaranek actually is the top-rated swimmer in this field, coming in at 10th. Heidman, Pernod, Heinz, and Romanchuk. The start list here for the 400 IM that I would say pretty wide open, Roddy. What would you go with?
This mirrors the same thing, Bernie, and this is the same thing as the women. And you look at the rankings, Heitman is ranked 7th. There's Duncan Scott, who also has a huge opportunity to move up. You keep moving up. He's been 3:59. That's faster than anybody in this field by a bunch. But, you know, here's the case where, I'll get to it after we hear the start. I mean, here's a case where you've got Higino first, thinking Final Four, you know, let's project ahead. Higino first, Tokyo, then Iron, New York, and then you've got a couple energy swimmers, Litchfield and Stupin, and then you go to another Tokyo swimmer. So right now, Heitman is sitting in 3rd position of the team projected to make the Final Four. And you hate to get too far ahead of yourself, because Tokyo is not on the outside looking in.
Well, certainly one of the favorites on the women's side, Sydney Pickram, down in the pool deck with Mark.
Sydney, that was a great victory.
Thank you.
You pleased with the swim first of all? How did you feel about it?
I feel good. I mean, this match is definitely our kind of last final prep for the semis going into it. So it's more about having fun, doing a little bit of technical things different just to get ready. So I'm happy with the time overall. And finally getting more comfortable with racing again. So it's good to just get that momentum going and getting ready for the semi-final.
Well, you'll definitely come into like form at the right time. That was the best time, right?
I honestly, the first time I swam short course meters was last season, so I really have no clue. So,
but it tells me on the paper it was.
Yeah, then that's good. You know, I think I'm just happy to get back kind of into the swing of things. I think my first 4 IM, I was like, what the heck is racing? So to get the 4th one in and just getting better and better each time, I hope that comes to the semis and finals, maybe get a little bit of rest and get a little bit faster, hopefully.
Well, you definitely know your strong points, because on the breaststroke, you just swam away from everybody.
Yeah, I think really trying to control my breath in the first 100 and 200. I know I have a better 200 than a lot of girls, and so that's kind of where I want to make my moves. So if I'm able to be there kind of in the first 200, controlling my breath, that's definitely the tactic that we were going for. And so it's been good to practice that the past couple of rounds, and hopefully going into the semi and final, I can just get a little bit better and better.
Well, you did a great job, good win, and hopefully Duncan can do it for the Raw too.
Yes, I hope so. I'll be cheering, and he's got a good lead in, and so he's had a really good day of racing so far. A big triple, so hopefully he can finish off with a win.
Well done.
Thank you.
Almost a 3-second lead for Duncan Scott. Another one of those really versatile athletes. Guy was 5th in the 100 freestyle at the Olympic Games, and obviously could go from the 100 free all the way up to the 400 IM.
How's that for versatility? 100 free, 400 IM? I don't know too many people that can do that.
Not many.
No, I mean, I can count on one finger. Michael Phelps, obviously, but I don't know too many that can have that kind of versatility to be able to do something like that. And Duncan Scott, weakness, breaststroke. No question about it, but boy, he made the charge sort of like Ohashi did earlier today in the 400 IM. That first 200, he built such a huge lead. And again, this is, boy, London has come to make a statement here in the 400 IM. First, it was Pickram, and now Scott.
Look at the battle for second, Rowdy. Bruno, Zaranek, Heidman.
Well, you know, here's Scott, bronze medal in the 400 freestyle, in the 200 freestyle at the World Championship. So what a heck of a 200 freestyler he is. Again, the top time this year is 4:01.4 for Higino. The top time up to projected 4 is 4:04 for Max Litchfield from Energy. Boy, he is having a heck of a swim. He's coming back to the field a little bit, but again, built such a huge lead. He's not going to give this up the last 25.
Yeah, Heidman is coming, surging home.
No.
Uh-oh. Scott's starting to fall apart. Heidman is coming. Oh, wow, he just got him. He made it by the hair of his chin. Scott getting the win for London. Oh, man, that was close.
Well, I think London Roar and Duncan Scott can breathe a wee sigh of relief there, because that came right down to it. But Mark, there are just 2 races left of the regular season, and they are, of course, the skins races. First of all, the women's skins races, 50-meter breaststroke. There has been a big turn of events in terms of who is in for London Roar, hasn't there?
Yeah, well, Aaliyah Atkinson, who's the world record holder at 50 breaststroke, and is who they're, you know, the person on paper you say would challenge Molly King. Not Molly King, it'll be Lily King. Molly Hannes, Lily King. There you go, there's the connection.
That's a great breaststroker right there.
She's out, she's injured her groins. They're pulled out of this and they're putting Freya Anderson. I've never seen Freya Anderson swim a 50 breaststroke, so this will be mighty interesting. But yeah, you can't bet against Lily King, because she's been there and done it so many times before on this skins.
And obviously we had Mel Marshall in the studio just before as well, saying, you know, she had some tired pups in the squad. It's sensible if Ali Atkinson has maybe a little niggle or if she's tired ahead of the semi-finals at this point to rest her, because the skins is absolutely brutal. And to be fair to Anderson, she's raced it a few times already. Atkinson.
She just got out a minute ago. She's probably gone, do you know what? My suit's wet, I'm wet, I'll just go back in and go again. It's only 50 meters breaststroke after all. But yeah, if Atkinson has got a little bit of a niggle, and Mel said she's got some tired pups, get her out, get it massaged, get it worked on, and hopefully for the semis she'll be back, if not the final.
Exactly. Well, can Lily King get it done once again in the 50-meter breaststroke? It is coming up next. Let's go back live to the pool deck.
Well, breaststroke has been so much fun here in match 10. Why don't we do it 3 times? King, Hannes doing battle once again. Annie Laser. And look at this, Freya Anderson taking the spot of Ali Atkinson.
Interesting, right? I mean, this is a huge turn of events.
Certainly bodes well for Lily King.
Yeah. As I thought Atkinson would be the one that could kind of hang with her for 350s. And now it's looking more and more like it's going to be a team battle between Hannes and King.
Yeah, likely the biggest competition, I would assume, might come from Carraro and Castiglione for the Aqua Centurions, just because Aqua seems like they have some great sprint breaststrokers. Honestly, if Annie Laser can get past the first couple of rounds,
yeah,
that would bode well.
Annie Laser now might be a factor. I like what you said about the Aqua swimmers. They broke 30 in the individual event, 29.9, 29.6, so they definitely have a chance. In fact, I think it's going to be 2 Aqua and 2 LA. Or excuse me, 2 Cali. I think those 2 teams have a good shot of making the Final Four. Well, it sure is good news, though, for somebody like King and Hannes, who can really back off this first 50. I mean, literally, you go 29 high and you're safely into the next round.
Carraro looks pretty good out in lane number 7, but it is all about King. 4 move on. Freya Anderson, she's sticking in the mix to potentially move on as well. It's gonna be King, Hannes. Oh, and the 2 from Aqua, Castiglione and Carraro moving on.
Just what I thought. 29.9 makes it in. King safe, 29.1. And how about this? The very last swim for Aqua women, who have not had a lot to cheer about, and they make the Final Four here in the breaststroke. That's fun to see. I like that. I like that a lot. And you know, we've had some tight skins up to this point. And I love the way Lily King's looking. 29.1. And looked easy doing it. I mean, it looked like she just kind of built the entire race, Bernie.
Jackpot win for Lily King. 15 points hauled in there. Check out our leaderboard. King finds herself with 36.5 points. You only get half of your jackpot or total points going the way to the MVP. So that's going to make Caleb Dressel comfortably in front. He's going to win the MVP with 80.5 points. Well, another duel, Hannes, King, Carraro, Castiglione. We'd love to see, if you're an Aqua fan, one of those 2 Aqua Centurions moving on. Coach Matteo Gunta getting him ready.
Can you translate that for me real quick?
Your girls got it.
Okay, there you go. Thanks. I love your Italian.
Hannes and King. Can one of the Aqua Centurions spoil the Condors' final party? Certainly the team is ready to go for the Aqua Centurions. Hannes, King, Carraro, Castiglione, only 2 will move on.
I mean, I think King could probably go a second slower and make it into the finals. That's how good she is. And I still think the 2 Cali swimmers are the 2 swimmers to beat. Although, boy, right now, Carraro's going out for it, no doubt about it.
It'll look like a better pullout for King, a better pullout for Hannes. Hannes is coming, charging. Carraro holding up, and 2 Condors flying to the final in the breaststroke. Man, would Cali love to have this event in the finals.
And I was right, she could have gone a second slower. 30.2 was third, so she could have gone from 29.1 to 30.1 and still make it. She didn't have to, she went 29.6. Nice job for Molly Hannes at 29.9. That's a tough double right there for her to come back 3 minutes later and break 30. And right there, they're pretty even, but you're right, Bernie, watch the pullout. And that's where King has been beaten on the pullout by Atkinson. She's the best swimmer in the world when it comes to breaststroke, 50 to 200. She doesn't have the greatest turns. And I know everybody's saying, what are you talking about? Look at her yard times. Yeah, you're right, that's because she's the best swimmer in the world. She can overcome not poor turns, but not the best turns. The turn itself is great. It's the pull out itself that she's not the best at. But boy, she can swim. And I think this is all Lily King.
And again, from what we've been told, King continues to grind it out of practice. Hopefully they'll let her ease off the gas and we can see what she can really do the final 2 weeks, because that would be special to see King just a little bit rested. Give her a little rest. And let's see what she can do in the semis and the finals.
See her put her hand up to the ears, up to her ear over there. Cali, see Cali right there to the left, the team right there at the finish line. Jonty Skinner, the head coach, he doesn't have to come over and say anything to these 2 swimmers. No need to.
It's an all-Cali final. But you can bet that Hannes would love to beat King once again.
She did it once yesterday, 1/100th of a second. Never say never. I'm still picking King all the way here. Good start by King, 0.64. Hannes spends a little longer underwater on her pullout. She really gets the most out of that pullout. Boy, dead even at the 25.
This is interesting, folks.
Oh, but
King's so much better on the pullout.
Oh, much better on that second pullout. Hannes is charging.
Hannes coming home, trying to take down the King, but for the second time this season, Lily King skins winner. King has done it again.
29.24. Right on her first 50. And right on the time she went yesterday. She went 29.1 yesterday. Fresh. This is after 3 50s, and here they come into the wall. Dead even in the wall, but you're right, Bertie. Look at the pullout. See, she
she stayed underwater. That was a different type of pullout than she's had before. She's really worked on that, and then shooting out of that hole is really critical. Shorter on the finish for Hannes, but I don't think it would have mattered.
Lily King with 48 of the Condors' 552 points. Big reason why the Condors are soaring here in match 10.
Well, what an incredible match it has been for the Cali Condors so far, and Lily King too. Well, certainly going 1 and 2 there in the 50-meter breaststroke skins. Lily King, though, back to fine form, winning the skins for the 3rd time this season.
She basically had an off day yesterday, and we all have one of them. But yeah, when it came to the skins, she is the skins queen of breaststroke. 3 skins races, 3 skins wins against Molly Hannes here. Molly Hannes had a great start. Stayed under a long time on the pullout, but here on this turn, look, Molly Hannes up away. I mean, I don't even know if she did a full pullout there, but Lily King did what she does so well, which is consistency, and she does not lose form all the way through this race. In the end, makes it look easy, 29.2 to 29.8 seconds, and it looked easy, but she's one of these people that she can just swim consistency, and that's what you want at that level, no drop off. Stay at your top form.
Yeah, well, head coach Shanti Skinner must certainly be happy with that 1-2 performance in the skins. But we still have one more race to go. It is the 50-meter backstroke skins in the men's side of things. And this guy in your picture, Ryan Murphy, hot favourite, Mark?
Yeah, definitely hot favourite. He has lost the odd 50 backstroke, and we have seen him lose a couple of races here. It's a good field, obviously. Guido down in lane 2, Dina not been at their best on this meet so far, but anything can happen on these skins. Don't count out Carter or Stewart either.
Well, we can go back to the pool deck live for the last race of the regular season. It is the men's skins next.
Guillermo, Christian, stand by.
Our final battle of match 10 is stacked. But the favorite likely will be in lane 6, LA Currents, Ryan Murphy. Backstroke skins to conclude match 10. Diener, Guido, they've been very good, but Guido hasn't been as sharp as we saw him earlier in the season.
He had a good 50 yesterday, 22.89. That's right on his season best, but boy, this becomes a lot tighter on the top 4 side. You can't really take it easy here. Even in Ryan Murphy, you've got to put a pretty good one in here, because you've got a wild card now in Dylan Carter, who led the 100 backstroke on the feed at 23.8. So now you have to throw him into the mix. You got Diener, Guido, Russ, and Stewart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swimmers are all in that. Well, you got 4 that all in that 23 low, Bernie, with Guido and Murphy most likely making it to the final 4. But then it's going to be a charge to who those other 2 swimmers are. This is a good one. This is a, unlike the women skins, this one is going to be fun. And it is going to be tight. I'm going to let you call that last 15 meters, that's for sure.
All right, here we go. Only 4 will survive this first round that is stacked from top to bottom.
And Carter, Murphy's teammate, was 23.8 on the feet going out in the 100 back, and he finished 2nd to Murphy. They're in 5 and 6, Coleman, Stewart, and Ress. Really, you're looking at lane 6 down to 1. That's where the race will come to get to the final 4.
Ryan Murphy's won the backstroke skins twice. Christian Diener's won it once. Who's going to survive this first round? Murphy looked like a pretty good start out in lane number 6, but here comes the rest of the field. Murphy turning first.
Now Murphy has to go for it. He can't let up too much. The thing is, he's got 3 great 50s in him.
Who is going to join Murphy? It's Murphy, Guido, Deaner, Carter. 2 from LA, 2 from London.
You know, that's what's so fun about that race, and that's why I said how tight it was going to be. Think about 2nd through 7th. 3rd through 7, 23:28 to 23:51. So 23/100ths of a second separated 3 through 7. That's how tight it was to get into the Final 4. And you had to do it there on that first 50. 22:85. Now, you had to make a charge on that first 50. Nobody could build that one. Maybe a little bit, Murphy. He's got some gas left, no doubt about it. I think
well, as the race goes on, Deaner tended to get better when he won the skins against Guido a couple of matches ago.
You got a minute and 30, so just stay in the water, bob a little. You want any water or anything? Okay. Nice job, man. You swim at 200 freestyle. None of these guys do. You swim at 200 free. Let's go. You're warmed up.
Right, and that's a great point David makes in the fact that, you know, Dylan Carter's a great 200 freestyler. And that's going to help him tremendously here. Somebody like Murphy, who swims a tremendous 200 backstroke. He's also a good freestyler. That's going to help him here. Deaner swims a good 200 back. And then Guido just has speed. I mean, that's all he's just got pure speed.
The speed man there.
I think it's Guido and Murph.
That's your pick?
I've been pretty good.
Final answer?
Final answer.
And we'll see if it goes down. Deaner is in 3, Guido in 4, Dylan Carter in 5, and Ryan Murphy in lane number 6.
You see Carter's rating 261. That's gonna go up.
Curtis had a big day for LA.
And Murphy was late coming up, which timed the start perfectly. He was 0.50 on the reaction time.
Deaner, Murphy, those two are first to the turn, but don't count out Carter. Carter is going to join Murphy in the final. How about that, LA? The current moving with the backstrokers.
What a day for Dylan Carter. What a day. And the other two ran out of gas. They were on fumes coming home. And Murphy and Carter, they got a full tank. I mean, they came off the wall like, hello, 23.5, 23.9. Look at Carter, he comes up right at the 15-meter mark. No gas on the left, plenty left on the right. And just like the women's breaststroke, we got another match for the same team on the backstroke.
Now you're still going with Murphy in the final, or are you going to go with Carter?
No, I'm going Murphy. I was wrong on Guido. I should have thought about that. You know, if I would have just listened to Marsh, you're good in the 200 free. I should have listened to that, and I would have had it. My own idiotic brain was thinking, Guido, speed, pick speed. I forget that this is the second after 3 minutes of the first.
And Ryan Murphy trying to win the backstroke skins for the 3rd time. Listen in.
Water.
pretty fun when you have teammates battling against one another in the final.
Well, you know, big picture again, you found another backstroker to go with Murph. That's the great news for the LA Current. You got a double whammy now. He could probably swim a 200 as well, but at least you found another 50-100 guy. All righty. World record holder in the 100 breast. I took King. I'll take the world record holder in the 100 back, and Ryan Murphy. What a day, though, for Carter. Good start for both of them. 0.52, 0.58. Boy, both those guys can get off the block in a hurry.
But Murphy surging out into the turn, trying to win the skins for the third time this season.
Goodbye.
Ryan Murphy, the Current going with him, wins it for LA. LA wins the skins, but the Cali Condors remain the only unbeaten team. Marks down with Jonty Skinner.
John T, your team undefeated, job done. Move on to the semi-finals.
Say again?
The team, good job. 4 races, undefeated, ready for the semi-finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, we really didn't expect to be in this position where we won 4 matches, but we'll take it. The kids really stood up and raced the last 2 days. I mean, I thought after going a match 2 days ago and came back, and I asked them, I mean, you want to race? And they said, yeah, we didn't come here to lose. So they want to stand up and race, and they did. I mean, a lot of kids went fast to this meet, so kudos to them. I mean, I just kind of say, let's go and get out of the way. It's like a feeding frenzy to the pool, so it's kind of fun to watch.
Okay, well, you wind them up, set them loose, they go and do the job, rest up, look forward to the semi-finals.
Thanks, Mark. Cheers.
All right, the regular season in the books. And this is where we sit. Cali on top, 16 points. Energy Standard second. London Roar third. And the LA Current find themselves fourth. Just a couple days away, we'll have the semifinals live here from the Duna Arena, and man, is it gonna be fun, Rowdy.
I cannot wait. That is going to be an epic couple of days.
All right, we'll see you back here at the Duna Arena on Saturday, but for now, for Mark Foster, Rowdy Gaines, and our entire ISL crew, Bernie Gunther saying so long from Budapest. What a record-breaking match 10 it was. But at the end of the day, it's the Condors on top for the 4th time in ISL 2020.
The regular season of the 2020 ISL is now complete, and it is the Cali Condors who make it to the semi-finals as the only team undefeated. 4 from 4. LA Current finish in the top 4 overall. London are ready to roar for the semi-finals, having missed a few key players in this match, and we bid a farewell to Aqua Centurions for ISL 2020. Here are the overall standings as we look ahead to the semi-finals. As we can see there, Cali Condors at the top as they are undefeated. Energy Standard scooping their 3rd ISL win earlier on today. They are in 2nd. London Roar in 3rd. LA Current in 4th. They are the top 4. It is, of course, the semi-finals in a few days' time. Hello and welcome back to ISL 2020. I'm Jenny Drummond. alongside 5-time Olympian Mark Foster and a member of the London Roar, Duncan Scott. You might actually hear my accent get a little bit stronger because we have a fellow Glaswegian in the studio.
We do. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, Duncan, it's great to have you here because London Roar, 2 victories and then 2nd place before, 3rd place today, but it's been a pretty good standings for you guys so far.
Yeah, definitely, and I think you know, you don't need me to say that we mixed a couple of things up this meet. You know, some people missing out, resting a couple other faces, so and some others trying out different events to see, you know, what will be the best fit come the semis. So yeah, I think it was quite a good chance to see where everyone's at. You know, I got put in some other events today that I've not necessarily been in. So yeah, no, I think it was a good showing, and it was another good battle with Cali, LA and Aqua. So you know, it was another good meet.
How is the team vibe going into the semi-finals? Because a few days to kind of rest, recover, because it's been a tough schedule for everybody.
Yeah, definitely, and I think, you know, after the first meet we had quite a while until the second, but you know, since then it's sort of just been meet, and I think, you know, we competed 2-3 days ago, so yeah, it's going to be nice to have maybe 4 or 5 days off depending on what semi-final you're in. So yeah, we need to regroup, relax, chill out and look forward to the semi-final and see who we're up against. But yeah, it's been different. I think people have coped with it differently, and some better than others. We knew that was going to happen, but I think everyone's trying to build now for the semi-finals.
So sort of job done, regular season, make the semis. You got thrown in tonight on a 400 individual medley. Not your favourite event, but you won it, you got the job done, and you're always one of these people that fight hard to the end.
Yeah, but not to say it's not my favourite, but you know, I would say, you know, last year 4IM was something I had to do as part of the team, as with London Roar. You know, I came 2nd in Vegas in the final in that event, and it's an event that, you know, I want to keep doing, and one that I think I can move on. You know, today was a tough swim, to say the least. You know, I took it out and yeah, paid the price a little bit, but yeah, it's an event that, you know, last year I was able to swim quite a bit, moved my PB on quite well, and this year I need to try and get back down there if that's what the team needs me to do.
That's the problem you have, but obviously not the problem. Obviously, the positive side also is the fact that you can swim a few events.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I think it's just about, you know, what best fits the team. Yeah, and the program's slightly different to last year, so you know what I'll be putting in the semi-final. You know, I think it's just down to, you know, Mel and other coaches to decide what's best for the team.
Well, we can actually relive a little bit of your 400 IM race. I know you're looking forward to it.
The first bit.
I said to you before you came on, a win's a win, right?
Oh, was it?
Oh, you're on the freestyle already.
Gee, that was quite far in front, wasn't it? I think it was kind of close by the end. We should show the first 100 and call it there. I'm up for that.
So you got 50 to go here. You didn't realise you're that far ahead, right?
No, so you know, I can't see all the way across the other side. I could see the middle couple of lanes and, you know, either side of me. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm really hurting right now. You know,
you're swimming in glue, are you?
I think maybe something stronger than that. Yeah, I'm hurting a little bit, but you know, I was still able to produce. You know, freestyle on the back end of a 4IM is usually pretty strong for me. It wasn't here. You know, I was hurting quite a bit, and you know, these, fair play to them, they came back pretty strong. So I'm fortunate I was able to just hold on.
See, I thought when I saw you fly in the back, you were gone, right? You were away, and obviously you turn onto that freestyle leg, and I'm like, well, this is job done. But I'm standing there as a spectator and a swimming fan, obviously, and someone with knowledge, but it was feeling differently in the pool.
Yeah, definitely, and I think, you know, in most circumstances it probably would be job done in if you're looking at my past 400 IMs and some other events, you know, my 2 IMs and stuff. But yeah, tonight, you know, I was really struggling, and it was just about fighting through it, and you know, it's going to be one of those tough in-season swims. You know, I'd like to think I'll probably have a couple more of them, but I just don't know. You know, it's all about what's best for the team. But yeah, it's probably not the best back-end freestyle I've ever had, or the breaststroke. You know, I think that's an area that I've been trying to work on a lot, especially going through to long course as well with the 200. So yeah, there's plenty of areas to work on, that's for sure.
Well, Duncan, with the regular season done now, looking forward and ahead to the semi-finals, how much are you itching to get London roaring once again?
Yeah, I think so. I think the second that that's finished, you know, our attention is over to the semi-finals straight away. You know, we're all looking at how the team standings are going, and you know, eager to see who we're up against. You know, that's been the whole idea this entire time after the first two matches, about getting those wins and now looking towards the semis and trying to build the momentum through to that. You know, obviously I know the couple of events that I'll be doing. You know, 2 free's been one that I've been in quite a bit, so potentially that. But other than that, you know, you just don't know. I know the relay events have been really strong for London, so it's about progressing with them and moving them on as well. So yeah, no, I'm just really excited to have another chance to compete. You know, the last time I raced was March, so these cluster of competitions have been really good fun to get out there and race again.
Well, Duncan, thank you so much for stopping by. We look forward to seeing you and London Roar back in a few days' time for the semi-finals. But for the meantime, go and rest up.
I need some down.
Thanks very much, Duncan. Well, we can now head up to the commentary box to Bernie Gunther to ride against. Guys, the end of the regular season, semi-finals in a few days' time. What are we thinking?
And now the drama begins, Jenny, right? We got the balls getting ready to be picked for the lottery. The drama goes, and I can't wait to see what the matchups are, Rowdy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to draw energy.
Yep.
That's one team I wouldn't want to mess with in that half of the semifinal. And you've got to think that Cali would be the other team that, you know, has just been on a roll, undefeated, for crying out loud. They beat Energy. But the way Energy is swimming right now, they just look really the team still to beat, in my opinion, although Cali will be a huge factor. Either way you draw either one of them, it's not going to be fun.
Well, and the story is in the semifinals, no matter who you compete against, no matter which semifinal you're in, if you get into the top 2, you're into the final no matter what. And so that's a game changer as well for even Toronto Titans, New York Breakers. They put together a really great semifinal, and they too could advance to the final.
Yeah, and that's where if let's just say you get a draw with Cali and Tokyo and Iron, for example. You know, Tokyo would maybe be that factor, but maybe that Iron would be able to squeeze by just like they did today and get there and have that chance to make the final. You never know. You know that 2 teams like Cali and Energy are probably going to be there, but after that, I don't know, start flipping some coins.
And I'll tell you this, Jenny, if today is any bit of a preview, we got a lot of great races to come for the semifinals and, of course, the ISL final in a couple weeks.
We certainly do indeed. Thanks very much, guys. Go and take a few days of rest, that's for sure. Well, Ellie Current's Ryan Murphy won the skins for the 3rd time this season. Incredible stuff from him, and Kurt Hansen got a word.
So he's here with Ryan Murphy. Murph, spoke to you last night, but again tonight, you couldn't have asked for much more in this match 10. Perfect 5 from 5 races.
Yeah, it was good. You know, we're trying to take some momentum from this match into the semis and hopefully the finals. So, you know, I like where our team's at. I think we're going to do pretty well in this next semi.
Your form just seems to get better and better. How hard has it been coming from, I guess, training into racing into training and the stop-start of it all? And you seem to have managed it brilliantly.
Yeah, you know, it's a balance. I think that first week we got here, it was just adrenaline to race, and coming off that, I was so excited to train. Probably trained a little bit too hard those first couple days after that first meet. Paid for it a little bit in the second meet, so it's just a balance. You know, like these meets are very taxing on the body and on the emotional side, so you've got to let yourself come down from these meets.
Not just a perfect 5 from 5 tonight, but you're a perfect 3 from 3 from the skins as well. Only you and Lily King have won 3 skins this season.
Yep.
What's the secret?
You know, I don't know. I think, I'm lucky in the fact that I do train from the 50 to the 200, and that plays out really nicely in the skin. So, you know, I'm just lucky the coaches keep on picking me, and hopefully we can keep on getting that medley relay.
And certainly you get the selections, but the team just seems to just get better. Confidence builds confidence. Can we see, I guess, another level? Can you go up another level?
You know, we're a cohesive unit. So, you know, it just takes one person to get that ball rolling. And, you know, excellence breeds excellence with this team. And so all we need is one person to fire off. And then we get moving down a hill. And you get a group of 30 people moving down a hill, it's hard to stop them.
Don't want to point out individuals either, but for the current yourself, you're outstanding. But also watching Beryl race tonight was ridiculous. She was just rattling off wins like it was nothing, and in great times as well. That must be inspiring also.
It is. You know, I think Beryl's like the personality of the team. She's so high energy all the time, and it's nice to just feed off that. You know, I think comparing her to me, we're both captains of this team. We say we're yin and yang. She's the super outgoing, loud personality. I'm more of that chill presence who's I show up when it's time to show up, and you know, I'm not a man of many words, and so I think we balance each other out pretty well there.
Well, I think the actions spoke louder than words tonight. Congratulations. We wish you all the best for the semis.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, great stuff from Ryan Murphy there, but even better stuff from this man, the match MVP, the first male to do it without swimming the skins, Caleb Dressel, and winning MVP for the 3rd time this season. Incredible stuff. And he now joins us here in the studio. Caleb, it's been a very successful meet for you guys. How do you reflect over the last couple of days of swimming?
Yeah, I mean, we knew this meet was going to be tough, swimming 2 days ago. I mean, I don't want a pity party or anything, but I thought we did a good job of getting the job done. LA's got a great team. They showed that today. London's got a great team, as Duncan was talking about. They sat out a couple key players. So it'll be interesting to see who makes the final. I've got a rough idea of who it's going to be, but the final's going to be exciting. But we did well. We certainly didn't want to give up anything heading into the final. John T., our head coach, gave us the choice if we wanted to sit some people out. And the whole team said no. We came here to race. We came here to compete. So not trying to knock anyone who did take rest. I think it is important, but we just want to race and we want to swim fast and we want to keep doing it. That's what we came here for.
Well, it's 4 from 4 for you guys. How much confidence does this give you ahead of the semi-finals? Because they're in just a few days' time.
I mean, certainly. I mean, we've been on a roll. We haven't even had a solidified lineup yet. We've had people in different events every meet. Relay lineups have been all over the place. So I'm hoping we can narrow this down in 2 weeks' time and really hit the nail on the head here.
Caleb, you swim a lot of events, clearly because you're good at them and you do it for the team. If you have one that you favour, as in your favourite, what would it be?
Oh, goodness. Well, I would say the 100 IM just because I've never done it until the bubble here. Last time I did it I was like 12 or something. we don't really have short meters in the U.S. So.
I wish we had coverage of that.
Yeah, I'd probably be a little embarrassing, but probably the 100 IM is really fun. I got to remind myself to make sure I turn and start swimming backstroke instead of pushing off and swimming fly. So probably the 100 IM. It's a lot of fun. It's just something different. It's fun to shake it up.
We're going to have a look at that. You can have a look at your 100 individual medley here.
See what I can pick apart here.
You can go through the whole thing.
It's been fun with Marcin. So Marcin swam at Florida with me. He was I was a year late, so I didn't get to train or compete with him.
So this is your bad stroke, you call it?
This is my bad stroke. Yeah, why do you think I just was underwater the whole time? I don't know how to swim backstroke. I'm fine, I'm getting it a little better. So fun little fact, me and Duncan had a contest who could go longer on the breaststroke pull out, and I smoked him. There we go. There's a proof.
More than.
We said yesterday we're gonna bet money who could go further, so he owes me. All right, I'm about it. That looks good. It's really fun going next to Marcin. We swim really similar events, as you can see on the backstroke. He goes a lot of it underwater as well, so it's nice having him there to pace. I told him, I said, if you're close to me, I'm gonna hug the lane line. You catch my draft, and it worked. We went 1-2, so that was a plan from the start. It's nice to have it come together. But it's a really fun event. It's a lot different than fly or free because you're changing strokes, but it's a sprint at the end of the day. You're sprinting one lap of each of the strokes, so I do enjoy it.
So you're going to be asking Coach John T. Skinner to be swimming that in semi-finals?
100 IM? Yeah. Oh, I hope so.
There's a world record at grabs there. Well, you were close to it because then you don't swim it very often. You were 0.2 off the world record.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Morozov's as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Vlad's special. I know he can do all the strokes. He was in the 50 breast with me in one of the races. I know he can do freestyle, and then his underwaters are great. So that makes sense that he is the record holder. But yeah, I mean, I've been chipping away a little bit every meet, getting faster. So hope to carry that momentum heading into semis and finals.
Finally, quickly, Caleb, what are you going to be doing between now and the semi-finals to make sure the Cali Condors are ready?
I'm about to go sleep like 12 hours. I'm about to go eat so much food and then go sleep a lot. So we got to rest. So I'll take tomorrow. I don't know if I have tomorrow off, but I'm certainly going to sleep. Sleep is huge. And then a couple practices, and then we'll wind it down a bit, hit semis, and then repeat that for finals.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Well done to you and to the Cali Condors. 4 from 4. All the best in semi-finals. We'll see you in a few days' time. Go sleep.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got to eat first.
Do both. Well, it's now time to hear from another LA Current member, Beryl Gasodello. She was 3 from 3 today. She is with Kurt Hansen.
So, Beryl, a ridiculous night tonight. You just set the pool on fire every time you're in the water. How does it feel being in that zone? It must have been feeling amazing.
Yeah, it feels great. I'm very excited with what I've done. We just work on getting better and better every race and every meet. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm excited for what's coming.
What was different tonight compared to other nights? Because it just seemed like you were so focused tonight and those wins were just coming so easy. How do you make it look so easy? Because it obviously is.
Does it look easy?
It looked real easy.
I was actually the least focused I've been today. I've been having more fun. That was the goal, just to enjoy more the surrounding. It's been working pretty well. I've been hurting, to be honest.
Well, you haven't been showing it. We just chatted to Ryan. We just chatted to Ryan before, saying you guys are the captains, yin and yang. He's the yin, you're the yang.
It's not true.
It seems that the current this season compared to last season, you've taken another step up. And obviously looking forward to the semi-finals and hopefully the final. It looks good for you guys.
The final, it's happening. There's no doubt.
The showdown with the Condors, a great rivalry, but obviously Energy in London as well. Probably a very big likelihood you'll face off with either the Condors or Energy in the semi-final. Is there a team that you look forward to? You just want them all?
Whoever is next to me, I'm going to try to beat. And my team is going to try to beat them as well.
And just lastly for you as well, how much further can you take this? Because tonight, just individually, those races were just so powerful. Not just wins, but the times. In some of the best swimming of your career, you're really hitting it at your peak. You must be so happy with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Actually, I have a lot to work on, and I'm excited and a bit frustrated. I feel like I could have done better. So I'm looking forward to the race again and get better.
Well, congrats on a big night tonight. Runner-up in the MVP as well, without racing skins. A remarkable result.
Yeah, I know. They keep training breaststroke. I'm getting on breaststroke. Next year.
Well, well done. Wish you all the best for the semis.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Oh, she's such a great character, but there we have the season standings after the regular season. It is, of course, the top 8 who move on to the semi-finals in just a few days' time. Cali Condors undefeated so far. 4 from 4. Well, that just about concludes the regular season of ISL 2020. In a few days, we'll be back for the semi-finals. But from Mark Foster, from myself, Jenny Drummond, and the whole ISL 2020 team, it is bye-bye for now.